Well, it's not just Laisha and I that have been thinking about transformation. You're going to hear a lot this evening. But I'd also like to introduce at this point a good friend of mine who has also been thinking about transformations and transforming this region. I'd like to welcome Geoff Martha, the CEO of Medtronic, to join us. Geoff?
All right, well, thank you. Thanks for the time here tonight. It's great to be here, and I'm here to talk about an idea as well. Talk about an idea that I've been thinking about for quite a while, and I believe it really aligns, tightly with this whole idea that you've been talking about, Tim and Laisha, about transformation. The idea has really come to me from others, quite frankly. Medtronic is often, approached by cities around this country and cities around the world about building health tech innovation hubs in their regions to, one, develop and commercialize transformative healthcare technologies to change healthcare, but also to spur economic development in the region. And, while the implementation plans vary from city to city, the general concept is the same. And the urgency and the cadence of these requests has really only accelerated coming out of COVID, as leaders around the world have come to the conclusion that technology is the only path forward to provide affordable access to healthcare around the world. We learned that in COVID, whether it be the vaccines or other medical technologies that were a matter of life and death, and there just isn't enough labor, healthcare workers out there, trained physicians, to take care of the world's healthcare needs. And technology has to play a big role, and it also spurs a lot of economic development. And so, as I learned more about these, I started to think, well, why don't we do more of this in the Twin Cities? We have everything that we need for this right here in our own backyard. And all the players involved in these healthcare ecosystems, are here in Minneapolis, in the Twin Cities. And MedTech was invented here. And so for those that don't know the story, the whole medical technology industry started with a collaboration between a cardiac surgeon at the University of Minnesota and an engineer. The cardiac surgeon, Dr. Walt Lillehei, determined that after the horrible Halloween storm in 1957, where the power went out at the U, and there was a tragic patient death, he determined, during a cardiac surgery, he needed basically a pacemaker that was battery powered, that didn't rely on plugging into the wall, AC power. And so he turned to the Medtronic founder, Earl Bakken, who was basically a hospital equipment repairman at the time, and said, hey, can you build me this? And that collaboration around that unmet need not only, launched the first battery-powered pacemaker, it started Medtronic, it started the whole medical technology industry that has a huge basis here in the Twin Cities. And as you fast forward to today, we have one of the healthiest healthcare ecosystems out there, the most robust ecosystems out there. We have world-class healthcare systems, we have payers, we have academic institutions like in engineering schools and business schools like at the University of Minnesota. We have most of, if not all, the world's leading largest medtech companies, including the largest Medtronic here in the Twin Cities, with huge presence here in the Twin Cities. So we have a lot, but and we're known in some circles around the world as one of the hubs of medtech technology, but it is kind of a little bit of a secret. And I think there's an opportunity here for us to actually build it on our healthcare ecosystem and transform it, add more intentionality to it, and elevate our value proposition at a time when the world needs it most. And to be successful, we need to tap into all the sectors of strength that I mentioned. Just if we do that, imagine the impact that we could have. And so that's where the idea is to convene a small group of leaders here in the community, in the region here, to stitch together all these elements of this healthcare ecosystem that we have here in the Twin Cities, but stitch it together with more intentionality, and like I said, elevate our impact here, and really claim and that for Minnesota, and grab the ring here for Minnesota not to be just known as a MedTech hub, but the global MedTech hub around the world. And I think this is not a crazy idea. We have all the elements, like I said, and this is something within our reach. And as I see other cities looking at what we have with envy and trying to replicate this in many ways, I don't think we can sit still. I think we have an opportunity to build strength on strength, and like I said, become the recognized leader, for global healthcare technology around the world. And look, obviously, I'm super excited about this opportunity. The next steps here are early. The idea is still in its infancy, but I'm confident that with the right people and the right players here in the region working together, again, with, like I said, that intentionality to stitch everything together and lay out some bold goals, as you were talking about, I'm confident that we can take this whole thing to the next level, and that you'll be hearing more about this in the coming months and years as we build this out. So I'm hoping to be back in front of you with more progress here in the future, and I just want to thank you for the time and enjoy the rest of the night. It's great to be here. I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Geoff. Talk about bold vision. That's what you're going to hear a lot of today, transformational ideas. We're going to move on to our second act now. Thank you.